Grę gramy dzięki współpracy z Warner Bros. Cześć, tu Madzie, witajcie po raz ostatni w Dziedzictwie Hogwartu. Przebrałam tutaj Marikę bardzo stylowo, bowiem słuchajcie, pojawiła nam się misja Przygotuj się do sumów. Tak, więc chcę dzisiaj zrobić właśnie w cieniu przyjaźni z Ominisem i tutaj te dwie z Natty i Poppy, jeżeli nam wystarczy na to czasu. Z tego co sprawdziłam, tutaj czujne oko Weasly trwa około 10 minut, więc mam nadzieję, że tutaj na te 3 misje poboczne 20 nam wystarczy. W każdym razie zobaczymy. Idziemy w takim razie tutaj z Ominisem się spotkać. Zobaczymy, co on nam ciekawego powie na temat Sebastiana. No, dzień dobry, gdzie ty jesteś? O, siema.
Thank you for coming.
Ominis, I received your owl. What's happened with Sebastian?
He's been expelled and will soon face trial at the ministry. Although Anne wanted to turn him in, I think now she's torn. I confess I know how she feels. As much as we all wanted Sebastian to face the consequences of his actions. It will never be the same without him. Just standing here in the Undercroft without Sebastian feels wrong.
I never thought things would end this way. I hope we did the right thing.
I hope so too.
Were you able to tell Sebastian about Rookwood cursing Anne?
I was. Black let me talk to Sebastian before he left. At first he wouldn't believe it. Then he realized it all made sense. Unfortunately, his anger only grew towards goblins and dark wizards. Anne was shocked too, but in some sense relieved to know the truth about who was responsible. I think it brought her some peace.
I'm glad to hear it. She deserves peace.
She does. Sebastian was my best friend. I can't imagine Hogwarts or anywhere without him. I know you two had grown close, that you were helping each other with more than just finding a cure for Anne. He never gave specifics, but I know it was important. He means a lot to us both. I hope we get the chance to tell him that one day. I know we had a bit of a rocky start, but you've proven yourself as a friend. I'm glad you came to Hogwarts.
Do grobowej deski, okej. Powiem wam, że pomimo, że ja Sebastiana nie lubiłam, jakoś tak za nim przepadałam, to szkoda mi, że spotkał go właśnie taki los. No nic, no tak wyszło. Dobrze, teraz poszłabym, słuchajcie, po kolei, myślę, żali zemsta. Porozmawiajmy z Natty. Natty, gdzie ty, dziewczyno, będziesz? Zaraz zobaczymy. Tu jest... O, tutaj jesteś, to w sumie też będziemy mieli do ciebie blisko. Jeszcze wszystko tutaj, patrzcie, na czarno w żałobie jest. No witaj.
I still can't believe we escaped the Ashwinders.
You may not realize it, but you are the talk of the school since you saved me that day.
I wonder how everyone knows about it.
I told my mother in the hope that she would be more forgiving of what I have been up to if it came from me. She likely told other professors, and news travels quickly. Unfortunately, she might, in fact, have been even less forgiving than I'd hoped.
If she knew more about what you've done, I suspect she'd be proud.
If she knew any more about what I've done, she would never let me out of her sight again.
I'm sorry. Has Officer Singer done anything with the evidence we provided?
She has not. Harlow is as strong as ever. Someone needs to stop him, whether it is us or Officer Singer. If someone had stopped the monsters like him in Matabeleland, my father would be alive today.
What exactly happened to your father?
It was a beautiful day. My mother had gone to tend to a neighbor who was ill, and so my father and I were galloping in the savannah.
Galloping? Your father was also an animagus, I take it?
He could become the most majestic giraffe, and he would carry me on his back, my arms around his neck. We were on our way home when we surprised a group of bandits who had come from our village. One of them saw me just as he removed a scarf from his face. He shouted and then aimed his rifle.
He didn't want you to identify him.
Exactly. In an instant, my father bowed his neck to protect me and was hit. As he fell, my father changed back into his human form. When the bandits saw this, they turned and ran in fear. Magic terrified them, and then he was gone. And it was all my fault.
Your fault? How so?
He died protecting me. If I had been capable of protecting myself, he would still be alive today. My mother and I tried to go on without him, but it became too much for us there. A few years later, we left to come to Scotland.
Do you think taking down the Ashwinders will avenge your father's death?
No. Vengeance is not what drives me. My father would not want that. He and my mother raised me to believe that it is a privilege to be able to fight for those who cannot. I know there is risk involved, but I feel it is worth it. I am glad you seem to think so too.
What does your mother think about all of this?
Well, as you saw, she worries a great deal. She is an excellent seer, but I think it bothers her to this day that she did not see my father's death coming. She misses him, as do I. So I believe on some level she understands my need to seek justice in a small way. But that does not mean that she likes it.
Do you think your father would approve of the things we've been doing?
Oh my, that is a good question. In theory, yes. Although he would worry as my mother does. But I think he, of all people, would understand my persistence. My father never shied away from a fight for good, no matter how ruthless the foe. And I think he would have enjoyed knowing that I had a compatriot like you.
I'm sorry, Natty. I can't imagine what you've been through. Your father sounds exceptional.
He was. Truly extraordinary. And thank you for your kind words. We all have our burdens. My father had a saying about that.
Yes, I remember. Rain does not fall on one roof alone.
Exactly. Soon you and I will put an end to the Ashwinders. Rookwood is already gone. Harlow will be next. We are making progress, and we will succeed. Thank you again for saving me. You deserve all of the praise you have received.
Powiem, że od samego początku najlepiej to Natty lubiłam. Takie mam jakieś wrażenie. Poppy, umówmy się, jest dość specyficzna. No nic, dobra, lecimy w takim razie teraz do Poppy, zapisane w gwiazdach. W zakazanym lesie się widzimy, czyli mapa świata. Dobra. Stąd chyba będzie najbliżej. Tutaj wszystko zebrałam? Tak by the way? Chyba tak. O, i już nas czekają, jak ładnie. Dzień dobry.
Do you know why or what it means? Does it have to do with the Snidgets?
The breadth of one's knowledge can be as wide as the seas, and yet only run so deep.
It's good to see you again, Doran. Did Poppy tell you about everything that's happened?
She did, and I am glad to see that you are both safely returned. I did question the wisdom of sending you on a path at a time when that path was unknown at best, deadly at worst. But the acumen of the centaurs is neither personal nor partial. The skies tell us what is to come, and often we do not know what we have seen until it has come to pass.
You knew the poachers would try to kill Poppy and me.
I did not know, my young friend, but I shall say that I was not surprised. It was in much the same manner that I expected our first meeting.
I don't suppose you'd like to start from the beginning. I think Poppy and I could use that.
Of course. I find it is often the best place to start, is it not? Many, many moons ago, I divined a series of events. Their meaning long evaded me, until you brought news of the Snidgets and their poacher pursuers. I believe the symbol created by the Mooncalves dance marks the place the Snidgets are hidden. And serendipitously, I believe that I know the very place.
Please, go on.
I have seen that symbol only once, on a rock face in the cliffs of the forest. You should make haste there. The snidgets that have been kept there for so many years may no longer be safe.
You said you divined a series of events before our paths crossed. What were they?
I saw the arrival of a stranger, the threat of an enemy, and the return of an old friend. I believe now that you are the strangers, the poachers are the enemy, and the old friends are the snidgets. I also saw two places tied to these events, the cave with the moonstone and the henge. The latter was bathed in moonlight.
What makes you so sure the symbol is where the snidgets are?
I do not know. It is what I have read in the stars. Fortunes play out as they are intended. I am merely a messenger. I shall say that fortune favors us today. That you would show me a symbol whose provenance I recognize is not coincidence, but fate.
If you're right about this place, then we should make our way there.
I shall see you there. We cannot afford
Matko,
to
centaury
lose this
zawsze mają jakieś jazdy z przepowiedniami i gwiazdami. No cóż. Dobra, to gdzie to kolejne miejsce? Czy ja mam znowu czekać, aż Poppy się zdecyduje na to miejsce? No więc Poppy i życie pewnie tak, więc dobra, idziemy na czujne oko Weasly. To podejrzewam będzie miało miejsce już w Hogwarcie. I zaiste. No zobaczymy, czy jeszcze Poppy do końca tego odcinka się odezwie. Jak nie, no mówi się trudno, tak? Dobra, ja bym chciała właśnie... Tutaj ona jest, tak? No okej. Oj, nowa dostępna misja, czyli kto się już odezwał? Poppy się już zdążyła odezwać. No to dobra, to zostawmy panią Weasley na razie, wróćmy w takim razie do Poppy. Gdzie ona tutaj powędrowała w tym świecie? O matko, kawał drogi, ale w sumie nie tak daleko. Dobra, jesteśmy na miejscu.
How remarkable.
A, to w nocy musimy. No tak, większość zwierzaków się w nocy łapie.
I got here as soon as I could.
Did you see the symbol above the entrance? It's the one the mooncalves made at the henge. Of course Doran implied as much, but to see it up there...
Could this actually be where the snidgets are hidden?
Let's find out. Doran's waiting for us just up ahead.
I'm ready if you are.
Ja zawsze mam wrażenie, słuchajcie, że Poppy emocjonuje się tym wszystkim tak,
I'm glad we seem to be a step ahead of the poachers.
tak jakby, słuchajcie, jak mała dziewczynka, która zobaczyła po raz pierwszy cukierki, mam wrażenie. Tak mi się coś wydaje. A to są kotecki akurat.
Even if the poachers do somehow stumble upon this place, we shall be long gone.
O, witaj, dzień dobry.
I hope we haven't kept you waiting long, Doran.
Not at all. Then again, it is not I who awaits your arrival. Do you have the moonstone with you?
We do.
Good. It is as important to what happens next as both of you are.
So, what does happen next? What are these pillars here?
A safeguard, I suspect. There is only one way to find out. And as for how to go about that, the two of you may know better than anyone.
Tak, jasne, ja i orientowanie się. Dobra, teoretycznie nam się świeci na... Musimy chyba ustalić tak, żeby nam się świeciło... Chyba na depulso? Nie. Musi się nam świecić, patrzcie, takie kółeczko i takie słoneczko. Więc dobra, teraz się świeci... Nic się nie świeci. To powinno nam się świecić, tak? To jest to kółeczko, tak. To nie wiem, jakoś to muszę przeciągnąć chyba. Że nam się nic nie świeci w tym momencie. Dobra, weź to na razie zostaw. Już ja wiem, to się podświetliło. Zaraz, żeby to się podświetliło, się świeci teraz o to coś. Dobra, ja tu muszę chwilę pokombinować, jak skombinuję, to będzie. Dobra, kochani, ja już to doszłam, jak to ma być. Chodzi o to, że cień danej kolumny ma padać na dany symbol. Więc słoneczko nam już się świeci, teraz musimy postawić to tu. I tak, i nam się udało.
I suspect we all know what lies beyond that passage. And now, I'm afraid I must leave you.
Dobrze, poradzimy sobie bez ciebie.
Time.
Bądź pewny, że damy radę. Dobra, ja tutaj nie wiem, co nas czeka, więc ja się po prostu uzbroję, bo to jestem ja. Złota grzęda. Dobra, wchodzimy.
Revelio.
Dobre rzeczy widzę, nas tutaj czekają. W ogóle ładnie tu. Że takie rzeczy robił pod ziemią, to ja jestem zawsze zadziwiona. Zbadaj.
So many books.
You haven't seen my grand study.
No może ktoś, kto tutaj siedział, jest oczytany. Ja nie wiem, z czym masz problem.
They're all creatures. This place must have been built to protect them. They have nothing to fear.
Revelio. What makes you say that?
The
O, tam mamy
always
przejścia.
felt oppressive. It's hard to explain, but the feeling was palpable. At least to me. The sense I get here is of safety and calm. Quite the opposite of the poacher camps.
Dobra, tu chyba wyzbierane. Teraz tak. Tu jeszcze jakieś graty są do zebrania. Idziemy tutaj.
Revelio.
A tam mamy skrzynkę, tam mamy jakieś będą podesty, żebyśmy dali radę sobie wejść. Tutaj chyba tędy. O, urocza peleryna domu. Taką to można idealnie założyć sobie. To ja mogę rozwalić? Oczywiście, że mogę. Na zakończenie właśnie na SUMY. Ale jeszcze i tak tutaj... Matko, jak tu ciemno, jak w grobie. Ja poproszę tutaj... Nie to. To. A, tutaj jest do zaświecenia sobie. Nie tym. Przecież i tak tutaj nadal jest ciemno.
Lumos. Revelio.
O, ale za to dostaliśmy do skrzyni.
Whoever built this place certainly liked to read.
And the books are all about creatures.
Your gran would love it here.
She would.
Czemu tu nie może żadnym kominkiem jakoś szybciej przejść? No i na przykład macie, przed dzisiejszym odcinkiem ja się zastanawiałam, dlaczego ja w niektórych miejscach jeszcze nie mam skrzyń. No zapewne wynika to z tego, gdyż ponieważ... Chociażby dlatego, że są właśnie takie tutaj misje poboczne, nie? Do których musieliśmy teraz dojść. Dobra, dawaj to. To idzie akurat tu. Popizliś. Tu. Właśnie. Tutaj, tam chyba pokazywało, nie?
Revelio.
Tak, tam jest kolejne. To daj mnie to. Tu jeszcze coś było dla mnie chyba, nie? Oczywiście, że było. Dobra, dawaj to. Zawsze mnie tutaj, powiem wam, w Potterze cieszy to, że te zagadki nie są jakieś tak mocno skomplikowane, więc możemy sobie z nimi fajnie dawać radę. Dobra, tutaj widzę Glacius, a tutaj... No i wybieramy, w którą bramkę i w której siedzi ząg. To mi się nie podoba. Tu mi się nie podoba, tu jakaś morda na nas zaraz wyskoczy. A nie mówiłam?
I'll check your pockets after you're dead. Go back to the dirt with you.
To było szybkie.
Ready your wands.
Mocno szybkie to było. No czekaj, bo... Czemu ja nie mogę... Jeszcze kolejny? Dobra, z tą sobie tak porozmawiam, bo będzie zdecydowanie szybciej. Dobra, wszyscy czy jeszcze jakiś?
I think that was all of them.
Tak, też myślę, że to byli wszyscy.
I had hoped to return before it was too late.
Muszę jeszcze na takie pojedynki się tutaj powybierać.
I led them here, Doran.
Dobra, co teraz? A, po prostu otwieramy. Myślałam, że kolejna jakaś zagadka będzie.
They are the ones I saw.
Piękne drzewo.
Revelio.
No przecież odblokowałam te drzwi, halo. Mamy wyjść wszyscy.
There they are.
Jakie ładne.
Now, all that remains is to break the charm.
You want us to... I only ever wanted to see them safe, which they are. You should do it.
Jaki słodziak, ojo!
Merlin, they're lovely. But what happens now? They can't care for themselves, and surely once word gets out of their reappearance...
No harm will come to them. The centaurs will see to that. You
No i
have
super.
my word.
Thank you, Doran, for helping us to find them and to fight for them.
It is you who deserves the merit, child. You did what the poachers would never have. Remember that. You both fought bravely today. Allow us to carry the mantle from here.
If it's all right, Doran, I think I'd like to stay behind and spend a little more time with the Snidgets.
No, zdziwiłam się, jakby było inaczej. Dobra, mamy to, słuchajcie. Kolejna misja ukończona. I teraz już definitywnie idziemy na spotkanie z profesor Weasley. No i kochani, dotarliśmy. Dzień dobry, pani profesor.
Professor Weasley, you wanted to see me?
I did. We haven't had a chance to speak since I know you were quite close with Professor Fig.
Hogwarts won't be the same without him.
No, it won't. But I can assure you that he would want us to press on, and that he would rest easy knowing that the future of the wizarding world is in hands like yours.
Thank you, Professor.
You've had quite a year, both inside and outside of Hogwarts. I've heard all sorts of rumors. You've ridden a grapphorn, befriended a goblin, rescued hippogriffs.
Oj tam, oj
Even
tam.
took it upon yourself to help Professor Black's house elf.
How did you...
It's harder to keep secrets around here than one might suspect. I'm just glad you found such a good friend in Miss Sweeting. It's nice to see her engaging more with her classmates. There have evidently been Snidget sightings in the area lately. If the centaurs are to be believed, 2 Hogwarts students are behind it.
I'm certain I don't know what...
No need to discuss it further. What I would like to discuss is your wizard's field guide. May I see it?
Of course. What do you think, Professor?
I think you've been busy this year. It seems you've nearly completed your field guide. Well done indeed. With your OWLs soon upon us, I am thrilled to see you so prepared. I will confess, I had a sense about you from that first moment you came bursting in, late, to the sorting ceremony. I am pleased to see that my instincts were correct. To think you've only been with us a year and you'll already be taking your OWLs, well, it's nothing short of astonishing.
Thank you, Professor, for everything.
You are most welcome. I look forward to seeing what you do during the rest of your time with us.
Would you please meet with me in the Great Hall? I have come upon a difficult time and I need a friend.
Natty, sorry, ale czas programowy mi się kończy. Ja muszę właśnie jeszcze zobaczyć, czy tu nam coś wyskoczyło. Ukończ swój przewodnik czarodzieja. Puchar domów. Idź do wielkiej sali. Więc czeka nas teraz uroczyste pożegnanie. Po prostu ja się obawiam, żeby z Natty nie było, słuchajcie, tego, co z reguły jest z Poppy. Za jakiś czas się odezwę, bo to, bo tamto. Więc po prostu przenieśmy się już na zakończenie roku. Typowe. Ale przecież wszyscy jakoś zdają, prawda? O, jest Poppy. O, jednorożec. Koteczek. I wiecie co, teraz pomyślałam, że mieliśmy Poppy, mieliśmy Natty, ale nie będziemy mieć Sebastiana. Sebastian przecież został wydalony ze szkoły. O, taki mały smuteczek.
This year we have seen our students exemplify the bravery of Godric Gryffindor. Allow me to finish. The loyalty of Helga Hufflepuff. The wisdom of Rowena Ravenclaw. And the ambition of Salazar Slytherin. And so, the winner of this year's House Cup...
Excuse me, Headmaster, if I may. One particular student's heroism during the attack on Hogwarts, not to mention the level to which they have excelled in their coursework, as a new student, no less. Well, it would seem that it certainly merits, I'd say, 100 points to their house. Don't you agree?
Ah, yes. Thank you, Professor Weasley. I suppose we have our winner.
No i wszystko, słuchajcie, się zakończyło. Powiem wam, że tak patrzyłam na to, że tak to nazwiemy zakończenie roku i powiem wam, że przykro mi bardzo było, że nie ma Figa i nie ma Sebastiana. No mówię, nie darzyłam Sebastiana jakimś wielkim uczuciem, ale no szkoda, że go tutaj zabrakło, a też wiemy, że nie dało się poprowadzić tego inaczej chyba. Takie mam wrażenie, no Figa na pewno. No cóż, tak kończy się oto ta historia. Ja wam bardzo serdecznie dziękuję za to, że byliście razem ze mną podczas przechodzenia tej gry. Niejednokrotnie mi pomagaliście radami. No i cóż, widzimy się w innych filmach na moim kanale, tak więc trzymajcie się, no i cześć.